Welcome to For the Health of It. I'm your host, Corian K. Paget, and this is your number one source for all things sports, health, and fitness related.
Oh, hold on, Coach. What does For the Health of It stand for?
Good question, Austin. The four and For the Health of It stands for our four principles, which are mindset, movement, nutrition, and recovery.
Okay, cool. Let's do it for the health of it then.
Man, 2021 has been a crazy, hectic year. For the Health of It was nominated for two award shows, the Black Podcasting Awards and the People Choice Awards for podcasts. So, as you may be able to tell by that earlier sound, I am now a proud father to a new, beautiful baby girl. And that put a little, change in the plans. At the start of this year, I was planning on releasing a new episode every week. But being a new parent, it's different. it definitely put a halt to those plans. But I appreciate each and every one of you for listening to this show. Thank you so much. And now, without further ado, let's get into this new episode. Welcome to another episode of For the Health of It. And as is the tradition, it would not be For the Health of It if we did not feature the free spirit, Tiffany B. So how are you doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. All right. So the main goal for this season is we're trying to keep people focused on their fitness goals and staying in shape throughout the year of 2021. So Tiffany, I got questions I want to ask you. Like, first couple of questions are, what are your goals, personal and business or professional, you have for yourself in 2021?
Wow. Okay. So there's a few goals because as you know, I have True Align, the medicine and manual therapy space, and then the Fitness Collective with all the fitness and wellness professionals. So I am just trying to merge the two a little bit better, a little bit more cohesively, and at the same time, really step into the educator role. Because I have been doing fitness and manual therapy and body work and blah for over 12 years. And I'm starting to notice the Instagram trend, I'll call it, where everybody's trying to do these cool poses or, these hard workouts. And if you really look at them, they're actually not stable. They're actually not breathing. They're actually, pushing past their own personal flexibility and mobility. And I just would love to help people understand how to be more stable. And that actually will increase their mobility and flexibility.
Ooh, okay. Cool. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you got your True Align and then your Fitness Collective. Those are two separate entities?
Yes.
I did not know that. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay. So do you run all three of those Instagrams?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Kudos to you on that. I'm going to put my hand reactions up to that because I did not know that. That is cool. That is very cool.
Thank you.
I struggle with just the two I got. And you're over here running three successful ones. So shout out to you, Tiffany.
Well, thank you for that. True Align, I'm actually going to get someone to help me with Brianna Holmes. She's really awesome. And that will take one away and really set it up into that, educator space, because social media it can be a lot.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So what else you got for 2021?
Just to be the best mom, like the best mom I could be. We were talking about parenting, and my son is 12 now, so he's in a not quite teenager space, but not a baby space. So he's definitely trying his limits and, trying to see like what really are the boundaries.
Right. No, I definitely.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, you get him anything cool for Christmas?
I don't actually celebrate. So I get him stuff all year round, and I did not. I let everyone else get him everything for Christmas.
Okay, cool. Hey, you sound like my wife. My wife, when we first got together, I bought her dad a pair of shoes, and my sister-in-law, her sister got mad at me. She was like, we're not gonna do that. We're not those type of people. And my wife was like, yeah, we just basically grown up, got whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. So I mean, yeah, Christmas was never really that big of a deal to us. Me,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got the new baby on the way. Next year for Christmas time, the baby won't be but 6, 7 months. So probably won't do anything crazy for that, but definitely in the future plan on just splurging a little bit, just to stunt on a little joker, just so you know.
Yes, I mean you should. I did for the first like maybe 5 years, but it just dawned on me like every time we go somewhere or do something fun, I just started to say, "All right, Merry Christmas," or whatever, because why? Like why we put ourselves in this thing of like get everything for this one day,
Right,
but technically we're doing stuff for them all year round that we don't. I'd like to say to my son, I don't have to do this. This is extra. So you're welcome.
hey, nice parenting tips. Nice parenting tips. I appreciate that. So we got the 5 components of physical fitness, which are muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, body composition, and flexibility. Out of
Mhm.
those 5 components of physical fitness, which do you believe is the most important and why?
Whew, that's good. So I'm going to go with cardiovascular endurance right now because when you're breathing properly, you can sustain any workout from yoga, like really slow and restorative, to a super high intense HIIT workout, or even adding on weights for the people that do weight training and bodybuilding. If you're breathing properly, that's going to set up your stabilizing muscles to be prepared to execute the movements that you want to do. So I'm going to go with cardiovascular.
Hey, cool. Hey, I like it. I ain't gonna lie. I shouldn't say I ain't. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting you to say flexibility, so you hit me. So cool. I like that. I like the cardiovascular answer. So my next question is, Tiff, what advice do you have for anybody trying to get and stay in shape for 2021?
Nothing super new. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. Just be consistent and give yourself some grace and patience. Nobody starts a workout regimen being able to lift 1,000 pounds or to put their feet behind their head. So everything is a process, and if you set yourself up for success and do 30 minutes to an hour, right? It doesn't have to be something where you're about to die in order for it to make a difference. You can do just waking up and doing stretches and getting your body mobile so that there's the synovial fluid moving through and able to get the muscles working for you. That's even a win. So taking like the small celebrations just as seriously or just as much as you would that milestone of like I ran 3 miles, right? You don't walk out of your door and run 3 miles. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know.
I understand that. I definitely understand that. So you mentioned some Instagram YouTubers, and like you said, I never even thought about it with yoga, but it goes on music, it goes on with fitness, and anybody that cooks and all that. You always got the people that kind of stunt on there. So I didn't even think about yoga yogis or stunting on Instagram. So talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so this is so funny because I was just talking to one of my instructors at the Fitness Collective yesterday, and she was getting a little discouraged because she went on someone's Instagram, and of course they have like a thong bikini on and they're doing some yoga pose, and the caption is supposed to be really, super spiritual and blah. That is absolutely an attention seeking thing. That is not actually about the yoga. So I just had to remind her, as I do myself when I see those things. I don't have 10,000 million followers, but what I do value is anyone that is going to come across my page, they're going to come across authenticity. I take the time to study what I do, practice it, and then teach it. So just being mindful of who you are and being okay with that, you can start there. You can't really worry about everybody else that's doing all the things that are pseudo spiritual or pseudo, like the stunting for the gram, like you said, because eventually that stuff fades out. They'll get bored with it, or people will start to call them out, or they'll just fade themselves out and be on to the next thing. When you're serious about your craft, when you actually care, when you actually take the time to do the research, the studies, it doesn't matter if it's weight training, it doesn't matter if it's meal prepping, yoga, cardio, running, it doesn't matter. When you actually stay the course and are consistent and are, true to yourself, then everything else works out.
Cool. Nah, I definitely seen some of those before on Instagram, and it never popped in my mind, but yeah, it makes sense that no matter what line of work, you're gonna always have somebody out there that's just trying to, doing it for the fame, doing it for the glory, not really doing it for the. They don't know their why, and they don't know how they should, go about instructing people like that. So, it's
Yeah.
nice to hear. I knew I liked you for a reason, Tiffany. Uh, so let's just refresh my listeners, if you would, please. What got you into fitness?
Oh man. So I was a dancer growing up, ballet, tap, jazz, modern, all that, all the movement. And by the time I was 17 years old, my body was moving like 40, 50, right? Or that idea in your mind of what 40, 50 is like everything hurts, my joints hurt, my knee is swelling. And I'm looking at my family and there's some diabetes and obesity and, food is just, it was not the best, right? Of course, it tasted really good as soul food, comfort food, but it was not actually healthy. And I just didn't want to end up in that space. And I decided to go to school for kinesiology and physical therapy and just kind of figure out, it started with like, how can I fix myself? And then, I'm going to take everything I learned. I'm going to help my family. And then it just was like, okay, this is life. So that's how, I don't know if I answered that question, but
Yeah,
that's a long answer.
no, that works. Sidebar. I always hear people say soul food, and they're usually generally speaking about Southern food, right? So my
Yes.
question is, yes, that nomenclature, soul food, in the Black culture, even in just Southern culture in general, refers to fried chicken, collard greens, mac and cheese. Do you think soul food is like? Do you think the Asian community, the Vietnamese community, Japanese, whatever, or even the French, or even the let's say like the Caribbean community, their food? Do you think they consider their own food soul food?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I would say maybe so, because it's their culture. It's what that works for them. It's what feeds them, nourishes them, and it's always different, right? So if you're in Hong Kong, I guess you'll be doing more sushi and rice, and it's smaller portions, and so you're that type of situation. I think that soul food came about because it was so comforting
Right.
to have that fried chicken, or it was almost like you felt different when you ate like that.
Yeah.
Like you almost felt connected to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And dang, that's a good question.
Yeah, I always wanted to ask. It came up in a conversation recently in my mind, and I just never thought to ask. So I wrote it down when you said it. I was like, "She a good person to ask. Let me ask her." So that's gonna be my new question. I'm gonna go post that on Twitter and see what people think about that.
Yeah, and then also let's change the narrative of soul food, because if we're feeding our soul, our spirit, we need to be feeding us things that are going to keep us around longer, give us some longevity, some more energy, natural energy, right? If you ever really think about it, Thanksgiving Day turkey you eat and you're like, you're out.
Not
No, why? We don't even need that. We don't actually even need the meat.
right.
Depending on who you are, your blood type, and what you believe. No judgment.
Mm-hmm.
But, going back to like soul food being food that is medicine, using food to live, not living to eat. That type of situation.
Gotcha. Okay. So, talk about your podcast.
Oh, okay. So Love Healing is my podcast, and just along the journey of this trying to heal myself and my family and the things. I went down several rabbit holes: yoga, crystal healing, Reiki, energy work, things that people say are kind of like woo-woo, frou-frou, but it's been around for ancient practices. So I decided I wanted to get the information out to my community. And sometimes we have these blinders on of like, it's this way or no way.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say, hey, guess what? I'm a Black woman and I also do Reiki. I believe in spirits. I believe in God. I believe in being able to communicate with him directly, not through a preacher. There is, so many other things that we don't think about. We don't maybe need Tylenol. If you have a headache, maybe you just can grab some peppermint oil, dab it on your temples, or get some lavender and a diffuser. Who knows? But you won't ever know until you try. Right. And then we don't try because we don't know.
Right.
So I started talking to other people who are in the fields that I journeyed through, and kind of like, if you're an expert in Reiki, let's come on and talk about it so we can get this information out. And it's not with judgment. It's definitely with love, and just reminding everyone that it always starts with yourself. If you don't love yourself and know who you are and believe in who you are, just nothing's going to work. It doesn't matter what else you do.
Right. That makes plenty of sense. So tell us how we can find it.
Oh, so it is on YouTube on the Fitness Collective YouTube channel if you want to watch it. It's also available on pretty much every podcast app. I think Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, if you want to listen to it. And we always put articles there. So any guru that we have on, there's a way to contact them and reach them. And then there's additional articles for people to learn more. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm never going to be the person that's like shoving things in your face. It's like, here's a suggestion and you can look it up here and then you decide.
Cool. Tiffany, you are always excellent to have on, and you're just easy to listen to, and you're so full of energy that no lie, the majority of your videos and episodes you do very well for me. So
thank you.
I appreciate you always coming on. So drop your social media and let us know how we can find you.
Okay, so you can follow me at freespirit_Tiffany. And then on there is the other ones. There's at True Align Life. That is for manual therapy, energy work. Anybody want to order a mala? This is a necklace. This necklace is called a mala, the prayer bead necklace. So you could do that at True Align Life, or catch my yoga classes and fitness things at Fitness Collective _ATL, Atlanta.
Cool. Hey, this has been another episode of For the Health of It, and I'm your host, Corian K. Paget, and thank you always, Tiffany, for coming on with us.
Thank you.